When a killer thinks he's a genius, but he's an idiot. Alright, let's make fun of this dude for 53 minutes. Talk to me. Talk to me.
I didn't do anymore, so I just snapped. See my grandpa's head? Boom, pull the bolt back. I'm thinking, how fast am I gonna run? I was like, if anyone in that house deserved it, I did. He just dropped, and I heard blood just pouring out of his head. He's assaulted me before. He's done so many different things wrong to me. My grandma looks over and she's like, what's going on? Boom.
This is an emergency. We noticed a window off the side, and one person went in and looked and discovered a body.
Okay, do you know who it is?
Yes, I do. Janet and Rick Sweet.
On May 13th, 2012, the family of Rick and Janet Sweet made a horrific discovery at the couple's home in Manchester, Iowa.
This man shot the grandma?
They had no idea the dark secrets that were soon to be uncovered. But in this twisted case, it was the police who were left shocked at the admissions of a too-honest killer. A killer who you will hear from in an exclusive, never-before-heard interview.
I like those words, never before heard.
Rick and Janet Sweet had planned to celebrate Mother's Day, as was their yearly tradition. But as the family approached the house that day, they instantaneously felt that something was very wrong.
Instantaneously.
This feeling was confirmed when they knocked on the door and no one answered. Immediately, they noticed that one of the windows had been shattered, but in no way could they predict the gruesome findings that lay inside. Peering through the broken glass, they glimpsed a horrifying sight. Rick and Janet were inside, both in pools of blood on their couch, murdered in their own home. Shocked and in a panic, a call to 911 was quickly made.
There is certainly a body inside, and I noticed a gunshot through the window, and so rather than go in and explore, we're calling you.
But a burning question lingered in the air. Who could have committed such an evil act?
Good question.
The horror of the discovery was made all the worse as the investigation began. Rick and Janet's family members quickly informed the police that there was one person still unaccounted for. The couple's 17-year-old grandson, Isaiah Sweet, who lived in the home with them. Fearing that he may have met a similarly grisly end, authorities began looking for the missing teen. But they never could have imagined what they would uncover when they finally caught up with Isaiah. On May 14th, the day after the bodies were found, Isaiah was finally located in Cedar Rapids
looked like a skater,
after previously driving 75 miles to Iowa City. Apparently, the teenager was spotted.
No, the hell he doesn't. I skate. He doesn't look like a skater. What the fuck?
Apparently, the teenager was spotted walking towards a park and was quickly pursued by nearby officers. Isaiah seemingly tried to outrun them, but quickly surrendered once he heard the sound of police dogs on his trail. Now knowing that
they'll really bite into your ass for real,
at least not the kind that his grandparents had suffered, the police were eager to hear if he had any insight into the horrific crime. He was promptly brought in for an interview. You'll notice that Isaiah is in handcuffs, and you'll soon understand why.
Put those things off you. Probably feel a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna be good with me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The detective offers to remove Isaiah's handcuffs as a gesture of goodwill and to try and build positive rapport with him.
Wow.
This also serves the purpose of removing the constant reminder that Isaiah is in police custody, which may help him feel more comfortable.
I'm gonna shut this thing for privacy, okay?
Yes, sir.
Grab some of that food, okay, Isaiah? Isaiah, since we haven't officially met, hey, my name's Scott Rieger. Okay, I'm an agent with the Iowa DCI. I'm a police officer. I never don't look like it, but I figure this is a little bit more comfortable for me. So
after this, is there any way I can go to the hospital for this? I cut it open on a rusty fence, and I'm pretty sure I'm worried about tetanus.
Yep, nope, absolutely.
Isaiah isn't being interviewed in a typical interrogation room, but instead is in what appears to be the detective's office. This isn't ideal, as there are numerous distractions that will be a constant reminder of where he is.
I'm going to show you this here. This is called a Statement of Rights and Acknowledgement of a Waiver, okay?
Right to remain silent. Anything I say can and will be used against me in a court of law. Right to an attorney if I cannot afford one will be appointed to me.
You've got those things down already,
yes, sir.
Okay, let me read these to you. Is that all right?
All right.
All right.
Isaiah may be trying to show off or appear smart by reciting his Miranda
I would have
rights.
told that nigga, yo,
However,
shut up,
all
bro.
he's done is prove that he's quite familiar with the criminal justice
That's what I'm
process.
saying. Why he did that?
Possibly due to past encounters with police. Regardless, it's the detective who must read Isaiah his Miranda rights, and he agrees to continue talking without a lawyer being present.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, bow down. When was the last time you had something to eat?
4 days ago.
You haven't eaten anything in 4 days? Right. And we got more food, so if you wallow that stuff down, you want to keep going, we've got more food we can keep it
I ain't
going.
gonna lie.
You guys make me feel like I
Okay.
didn't do anything wrong.
Why do you say that?
Well, let's put it like this. I'm not going to be lying to you guys about anything you ask me.
And I appreciate that.
No problem.
Okay?
Isaiah appears to be taken off guard by the warm treatment from the detective.
What the
Let's put it
hell?
like
I'm
this.
sorry. I'm
not going to
sorry.
be lying to you guys about anything you ask me.
And I appreciate that.
No problem.
Okay?
Isaiah appears to be taken off guard by the warm
This nigga
treatment
kinda
from
weird.
the detective, especially when it comes to being offered additional food. This puts the detective in a very good position, and Isaiah may be more inclined to give him the information he wants to continue to receive this kind of treatment.
Wasn't there a psychological experiment about
What is
this?
This is a real Rolex.
Okay, where'd you get that from?
I found it in a hopeless tent.
Down there?
Yeah, in CR.
Okay, we'll just keep it up there and we'll probably deal with that later.
Cops, there was like 4 or 5 cops. And
In Cambridge?
Yep.
Okay.
Looking for me.
Okay.
And one of them came up to me, started talking to me, asked if I knew where I was. And I was like, no.
So he
I
didn't
don't even-
recognize you
Yeah, I
at
was
all?
like, no, I don't even
Yeah,
know where
come
he's
on,
at. Like, I had my hair back to here,
Now, what would have been one of the reasons you were pulling your hair back?
trying to not be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
At first, he was asking if I saw the other cops, and I was like, nope. And then he was like, do you know who Isaiah Sweet is? And I was like, no idea.
Not a clue who that is. What are you thinking the whole time he's asking that?
I'm thinking, how fast am I going to run? As soon as he walks away from me.
What I want you to do right now is just kind of relax. Go ahead, eat that food, kind of mound down. Like I said, I want to kind of start and kind of walk back through some things first.
All right.
Okay?
More than anything, I want to know what the brought me to what I did, what's wrong with me.
Sure. Then, you know...
Like, I'm about to start bawling.
Okay. Hey, Isaiah. If you cry, that's totally fine, man. I respect that. Okay? You're
I want to go back so bad.
What this nigga got going? What just happened? What the
fine,
hell?
man. I respect that. Okay? You're
I want to go back so bad.
How come?
Because I loved them so much. And they didn't deserve that.
How come they didn't deserve it?
If anyone in that house deserved it, I did. More than anyone.
Take your time, brother.
They raised me since I was 4, and I would fade them with.
Janet and Rick had taken custody of
That
Isaiah
nigga
when
backed
he
up
was
quick.
just 4 years old, due to their daughter's inability to care for him. Stacy Sweet, Isaiah's mother, had allegedly suffered from substance abuse and could no longer support her young son. But her parents were more than willing to take him into their home. Immediately, Isaiah will answer one of the questions looming over the investigation. But even with this reveal, there are even more disturbing questions left to be uncovered.
When you say what happened that night at the house, what happened?
Shot both of them.
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you shoot him with, Isaiah?
The assault rifle.
An assault rifle? You remember what it looks like?
It's black.
Okay. What,
Black, bolt action, 10 or more round clip. It's Czechoslovakian,
okay.
AR-15.
Okay. Okay. It takes a lot to admit that, Isaiah. Okay. That's not an easy thing to do. Okay, and Isaiah,
I'm not
this
gonna
is...
play dumb with you.
Okay, and I appreciate that.
Although Isaiah has just admitted to killing his grandparents, the detective so desperately wants to get to the bottom of how this horrific crime came to be. In doing so, he ensures that there is nothing preventing Isaiah from answering any question that may be thrown his way.
How you feeling right? I mean, you're with me right now,
I feel
right?
like I don't really know, like, much.
What you mean you don't know
Okay,
much,
let me
nigga? You
ask you
just,
this, Isaiah.
you just,
understand who I am.
you literally just
understand I'm a
said.
police officer. You understand that the guys who brought you up here, why they had to find you, okay, and they brought you up there. There's nothing medically right now that's preventing you to talk to me,
No, sir.
right? But you understand the questions I'm asking you right now, okay? There's no question that you're not smart enough to handle these questions.
Extremely intelligent.
Okay. And you know what? I get that. I think you are.
I just make stupid choices.
Yeah. And sometimes we do, Isaiah. Look at me.
I'm never gonna be able to go back on it.
No. And that's, you know what, Isaiah, part of this is that what you're doing today by telling me the whole truth as far as what happened, not only what's leading up to it, but what happened during it. I know it's going to be tough to walk through, but we need to do that, okay? And then we need to talk about what happened afterwards, okay? All the details we need with this is your chance to start healing yourself on the inside. Walk me through Friday. What's going on Friday? Walk me through the time you wake up on Friday morning. We'll kind of walk through Friday.
When someone's gaze drifts to the left after they're asked a
I'm
question,
peeping them.
this
I ain't gonna lie,
generally
narrator.
indicates
I'm
that there's
liking
some
you.
inner dialogue going on in their head. This doesn't necessarily mean they're being deceptive.
But why
However,
they doing that,
detectives
though?
will take note of this behavior.
I sat at home on house arrest all day.
Okay, so we're and Grandma home.
And then I went down to the basement. There's a door that goes into the garage from the basement. I went up to the garage and then in their room, took the assault rifle out of their room. And then I loaded it with 10 bullets, walked up the stairs, took like a point like this, had earmuffs on and everything. I took a point like this, stepped up one stair so I could see my grandpa's head. Boom, pulled the trigger back, pulled the bolt back, shot my grandpa twice in the head.
Where was your grandpa sitting?
I ain't gonna lie, send this nigga to the chair.
On the couch.
Okay, and where were you at?
I was on the stairs coming up
Like coming up from that landing? Okay, because I've heard, I haven't been inside your house, but you know, some of the guys were up there the other day and they're kind of going through it.
hollow point assault rifle rounds. And then I went up to him and I just broke down, started crying. I told him how much I loved him.
Apparently, the teenager was heading down a tumultuous path filled with partying, substance abuse, and rebellious behavior. During his high school years, Isaiah had supposedly begun to fraternize with a crowd of older kids, where he used substances such as marijuana and methamphetamine. Along with this, he allegedly possessed severe learning disabilities, making his education all the tougher to accomplish.
He's still not in.
Unfortunately, this only led to further issues, as Isaiah dropped out of high school at the age of 16.
I'm thinking this nigga's still in high
It seemed
school,
that
bro.
after this, the unruly teen's dangerous actions were beginning to manifest at home. During the course of the last year leading up to the horrendous crime, Janet and Rick had called the police 18 separate times on account of Isaiah's unpredictable nature.
18?
On one occasion, that in hindsight would foreshadow the events that followed, Isaiah threatened to kill his grandfather and hurt his grandmother, along with burning the house down. On September 8, 2011, police once again made their way to the infamous house to try and stop the emerging incident. They instructed Isaiah to calm down, but instead of obeying the command, the angry teenager retaliated by going at his grandparents once more, before being handcuffed and placed on a couch.
Okay. Okay. So there were signs? Hold on, because why were there a lot of signs pointing to the fact that this man was on the path to committing something extremely bad, bro? Is 18 times not what we call a pattern?
It's reported that once calm, Isaiah was informed that he would be charged if the officers had to return to the house. Numerous other encounters consisted of the same nature: violence, substance use, and threats. At one point, Isaiah was supposedly threatening Rick and Janet so much that they wanted him to be placed in foster care. But they were promptly notified that this wasn't an option, as Isaiah's mother would have to be the one to take him in, which the grandparents did not want. On April 11, 2012, the most recent call to the police was made due to the fact that the teenager was using a lighter and aerosol to make a blowtorch inside the house. When police arrived, Janet insisted that rather than arresting Isaiah, she simply wanted him under control. The officers helped to calm the situation before they left without incident.
But this nigga
Another
is on
call to
some
law enforcement
kid
occurred
shit,
when the
bro.
grandparents suspected that Isaiah had been using illegal substances, which was confirmed once a search discovered a marijuana pipe within the residence. Despite the history of police calls, Isaiah tells a very different story of this turbulent period in his life, and you'll hear it all for yourself.
I've tried to kill myself every single night since it happened.
Take your time, man.
It's
Oh, wow, this
possible
nigga
that
capping.
Isaiah is seeking attention or sympathy from the detective.
Like what? Just capping, bro.
What's wrong with me?
Well, would you agree that there's nothing wrong with you, Isaiah? Would you agree with me on that? From this standpoint, Isaiah, look at me, okay? Okay? I don't think that there's anything wrong with you.
I'm just going to prison for the rest of my life.
Well, Isaiah, let's not focus on that right now. Let's focus on getting past this thing right now as far as what happened, okay? If you can focus on those details with me, okay, we'll worry about all that other stuff later. Okay? You're a normal, smart kid, right? Okay, you're nodding your head at me, yes, all right? And I've spent the last 2 days with a bunch of our other agents. We've been talking to people that know you. I haven't heard one person that said, you know what, that guy's a moron.
Yeah.
You're a smart guy. Okay, would you agree with me? Oh, we've talked to all your friends, okay? People that used to know you from school, okay? And Isaiah, the story that they're telling us is that you're a pretty smart kid. Would you agree?
Really intelligent.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think that there's anything.
I took an
wrong.
ACT preset.
Bro, are you serious right now?
Pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty good.
Are y'all serious?
You agree with me? There's nothing wrong with you, right?
Just whatever came over me. Other than that, though.
Okay.
The detective
That
may
was
be
a
trying to
crazy,
confirm
like,
that there
5
is nothing
seconds, bro.
wrong with Isaiah that could potentially indicate that he was not in his right mind when he committed the murders.
Plea deal.
At the same
You
time,
don't want that.
it's possible that he's flattering Isaiah about his intelligence.
You're super
as a
intelligent.
way to build rapport.
I'm so
Let me
intelligent.
ask
Why do you keep on saying that,
you
bro?
mentioned that you went downstairs into the basement. Which did you go for first? Did you go for the rifle or did you go for the ammunition? Walk me through that.
Okay. When I went downstairs, first, I was just gonna hit them both in the head with a bat.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be so messy, you know. It wouldn't be gunshot from an extremely loud assault rifle.
Sure. What's going through your mind when you're making that choice?
When I came up right behind my grandpa when he was washing dishes with a bat in my hand. I put it right behind his head. Came back like this, and I couldn't do it.
That night?
Yeah.
Okay. Did he notice you were back there?
And I came up behind him about 15 different times, and he didn't notice me once.
What about your grandma?
Nope.
Emotionally, it would be much more difficult to kill someone with an object like a bat or knife.
Because it's much more
It would
close.
most likely take numerous strikes to actually kill the victim.
Yeah.
So the perpetrator would see their facial expressions
Plus,
and
there's a chance
reactions
for
as they were
the
attacked.
person to fight back.
This may have been part of the reason why Isaiah chose a murder weapon that would almost guarantee a quick finish.
He's a coward
it
at heart.
also creates physical distance between the perpetrator and the victim, making it easier to carry out the act.
Okay. Where was Grandma at?
She was out in the room.
What was she doing? She was sleeping. Okay.
The gunshot woke her up.
Okay. The gunshot when you shot your grandpa?
She didn't know what to do. She looked over at her husband. His brain was hanging out of his head. Like, I'm not even being exaggerative at all.
Sure, and I wasn't up there.
Like, this whole part of his head right here was gone. And then my grandma's right here, all that was gone.
Okay. Did when you, and we're kind of getting away from that. I know we're going to do that. Okay. Go ahead and take a bite of your sandwich. It'll kind of help calm.
He's decided I am not gonna be one to just throw that title upon people, but he just described both of his like relatives dying in horrific manners. You know what I'm saying? And then he took a bite of a sandwich. Something's off. Is what I'm trying to say. Something's off. Even the detective says, yeah, you can go ahead and take a bite of your sandwich.
To do that, okay? Go ahead and take a bite of your sandwich. It'll kind of help calm you down a little bit too. When you went down to go you went and got the ammo first, right? Or you went and got
I went, got the gun. Okay, this was after I had beat out with the bat.
Okay.
Went, got the assault rifle, brought it down in the basement, got in the ammo box, it's in the basement. There's over 30,000 rounds for that assault rifle in there.
Does he keep his ammo down there? So you knew his ammunition was downstairs. Yep. Okay. Does he keep it under lock and key or?
Nope.
Okay. So you knew that you have free access to it. Okay. And so what did you do next?
Got the hollow point rounds because I knew they'd do the most damage.
When asked by the detective why he chose the hollow points,
That's crazy.
Isaiah states that he didn't want his grandparents to go through any pain, indicating that he didn't intend to injure or maim them, but in fact clearly wanted them to die.
But why?
So you knew that
But
the
literally
solid
why?
ones, they
Can we
might
get
live
to
through
why?
those. Okay. You didn't want that.
Yeah. I went, shot my grandpa. He just dropped, and I heard blood just pouring out of
The
his
way
head.
he's describing this
My grandma
makes
looks
it's
over,
pissing
she's
me
like,
off, bro.
What's going on? Boom. Shot right there, grazed her head, and she was still moving. So I shot her right here through her head.
How close were you, Isaiah?
I could have made the shot for 300 yards. I'm an amazing shot, but I was probably only 10, 15 feet away. If that, I could have made the shot for 300 yards. I'm an amazing shot.
Nigga, nobody asked you that, bro.
Away. If that, no, honestly, from the barrel of the gun to my grandpa's head, 6, 8 feet.
Next, the detective asks Isaiah why he wasn't able to go through with using the bat
If
as
he was
the murder
6
weapon.
feet, like away from.
Why'd you stop? Why didn't you use the bat?
Bring myself to put them through any sort of pain.
Okay. And I think you mentioned it would have been too messy too, right?
No, I didn't want it to be messy.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to do it with a bat.
Okay. Okay. Did you think the bat would be a cleaner way to kill him?
Cleaner.
Okay. Had you done any research on the internet about this, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What kind of websites did you go to?
Let's put it like this. I was typing in best ways to kill somebody and all this And if I would have waited one more day, I would have killed him the cleanest way possible.
Which is what?
Nicotine poisoning.
And Isaiah, you understand that these are your grandparents. You know that they're human beings, they're people, right?
Yeah.
You're nodding your head at me, yeah. Okay.
But you don't give a damn, bro.
Is there any particular time why
Drop
you only
the
shot
facade, my nigga.
Grandpa
You know
once?
damn well that she don't give a fuck about none of these people.
I heard blood pouring out of his head. Like
So you
a
knew
fire hydrant.
You knew he was dead.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And why the 2 shots with Grandma?
Because
She
one
moved right
grazed.
after I shot her.
Okay. Did
Come
she
on,
look at
detective.
you? Did she say anything after you
She
shot
like
her?
twitched, and I thought maybe it's probably just the twitch they get after they die, where they just like excrete on themselves.
Sure.
But
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
I just wanted to make sure because she was the only one that I actually cared about.
Okay.
Bro,
You think you were closer to
what
your
the
grandma than your grandpa?
fuck? What this
How long
makes...
you been living with him?
Since I was 4.
Okay.
Honestly, I wish I would have myself that night.
How come?
Because they didn't deserve it, and I did.
When
Nah, oh God, I ain't gonna lie.
And you know that
Listen.
did you check to see if they had a pulse? Did you check them at all?
My grandma's whole side of her face was blown off, and so it's
Okay.
his. So like his brain was like on the coffee
Okay.
table.
But you didn't go over
No.
and just to double
I
check.
kissed both of them and then packed my left
Okay, why'd you kiss him?
because I love them.
Kissing his grandparents after killing them could be an indication that Isaiah may have had some sort of emotional response after all.
I don't know.
But at the same time, he may be
Yeah,
lying.
I feel
as
like
would
he
have likely
is. I ain't
gotten
gonna
blood
lie
on
to
his
you.
face or clothes, and he made no mention of changing before packing his bag and leaving. If he is lying, he may be trying to present himself to the detective as remorseful or caring. Furthering this, Isaiah then states that after he had committed the unthinkable acts, he prayed for forgiveness.
I'm calling Cap.
Did you pray for forgiveness because you knew what you did was wrong?
Right away, I just did. Right away, I wanted to take it back. I don't know why I did it.
Okay. After that, you said you packed up some stuff and then you left. How much time did you spend in the house after they were shot?
Half an hour.
This nigga
I
got
go straight to Cedar Rapids. Met up with my ex-girlfriend. Then I threw the assault rifle out on 13.
Okay. On Highway 13 or?
Didn't see it on the way back, so.
Okay.
I figure if someone sees a really nice gun laying on the side,
They'll probably pick it up. Okay.
I'm surprised the police didn't find it for me.
Okay. Well, and we'll talk about that too. Okay.
This signals that the detective may already have knowledge regarding the murder weapon, and the police might even have it in their
I ain't
possession.
gonna lie, this man got
Is
weird
your-
nigga
is your getting
syndrome,
stuff
bro.
ready in the
Look at the way
house?
he's
Did you pick up
discussing
any
his.
stuff? Take anything out?
This is the first time that there is a long pause
Yeah,
prior
he's
to
immediate-
Isaiah responding. Long pauses are often associated with deception, especially if it's not typical of the person's speech patterns. When he finally gathers his thoughts, Isaiah states that he took his TV, knives, hydrocodone pills, and $9 from his grandparents after killing them. He goes on to describe what he did following the crime, which shockingly consisted of going to numerous parties with friends.
Are you wearing the same clothes that you were wearing Friday night?
Yes, sir.
So these are the same clothes that
yes, sir.
you shot Grandpa and Grandma?
Clothes that's in the impound.
Okay, well, are these the clothes that you were wearing when you shot your Grandpa and Grandma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any blood on them?
From my finger.
Okay, what happened to your finger? Oh, from that. But I mean from your Grandpa.
Oh, actually, I was wearing sweatpants and no shirt when I shot him.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to get blood on these jeans or the shirt.
Because they're nice jeans.
There's no blood on anything. I made sure I didn't get any sort of DNA from either of them on me.
Okay.
This is a direct contradiction to his previous confession of kissing his grandparents after having shot them. If his claim of not wanting to get any blood or DNA on him is true, then he probably wouldn't have physically touched the victims.
Does this nigga not remember that he's in a police station, bro? I don't know what he got. Nah, I'm telling you, he got weird nigga syndrome, bro.
Is true, then
this
he
is
probably
crazy.
wouldn't have physically touched the victims.
Where did the blood go when you shot him?
Everywhere.
What
like,
the?
Blood everywhere. Chunks of, like, the house is massive, and there was like points where it's like, here's the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's go to the kitchen 15 feet away, and there's a chunk of this big laying in there.
Can you go look at it?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I picked it up and I looked at it, and I could see it was from my grandma.
Didn't that freak you out a little bit? Kinda.
I was like, oh, well, I'm a psychotic murderer anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But you're not psychotic. I know you're not psychotic.
People often think that any murderer is psychotic, when in actuality, psychotic refers to a specific set of symptoms, which may or may not be present in a killer. Psychotic generally refers to psychosis, which involves someone losing touch with reality. A person with psychosis may have hallucinations or delusions and is unable to distinguish between real life and the world inside their head.
This man...
Isaiah hasn't reported any symptoms of psychosis, and he appears to be well aware of what he did, both at the time of the murders and now.
True.
The detective likely wants to put on record that Isaiah understands he was not psychotic when he killed his grandparents, so that it can be presented as evidence when the case goes to court.
I feel really good about myself being so compliant, though.
There's a going to court portion, nigga. He's going straight to prison. He confessed, didn't he?
I want to make sure that this is abundantly clear, is that I know that as we talk through these things, don't embellish anything with me. Okay, you gotta shoot me straight. Okay, I need to know. Okay, who was over at the house, who you talked to, and it's not you snitching. You know what that is? It's you telling me the truth.
Are they gonna get arrested?
I have no control over whether or not they're gonna get arrested.
Alright, let's put it like this. There was one more gun, and I took that, but I didn't use it.
What gun was that?
Sawn off 12 gauge.
Okay, what'd you do with that?
Sold it.
Okay.
And then I gave the assault rifle to Brandon Allers, gave the TV to Brandon Allers.
So you didn't throw it. You didn't throw it.
Nope.
Full name?
And they transported it out of town right away.
Okay, how come they transported it out of town?
Okay, they didn't want hot guns.
Did you tell them it was hot?
They knew I'd killed my grandparents. They came in the house right after it happened.
And why would Brandon be going over to your house on Sunday?
He wanted to steal the truck. The white truck.
Okay.
He wanted that white truck.
Did he talk to you about that?
Yep.
How did he talk to you about it?
He wanted to know where the title was. He wanted to know where everything was. Where it was my ass.
Okay. And did he tell you that, I mean, had you told him that you'd killed your grandparents? Okay. And what did he say?
He was the one who gave me the nicotine poisoning suggestion.
I thought you said you got that over the internet.
Nope. That was him.
It's possible that rather than protecting other people as he claimed, he left this part out of the story for self-serving reasons. He may have known that there was no explanation for people being in the house after the murders that would fit with his narrative to the detective about how he was immediately remorseful.
If somebody told you what to do, I need to know that. If you found on the internet, I need to know that. But don't mix those two up, okay? You gotta shoot straight with me.
He told me about all this, and I looked it up on the internet.
Okay, when did he tell you about that?
Same day, Friday.
On Friday?
Yep.
What did you tell him?
I can't tell when...
I planned on killing him.
I feel like he's capping, bro.
Leaving. He was like, you're gonna give me that assault rifle and that sawn off.
But he can't
Isaiah
be.
tells
He's
the
literally
detective
just...
that immediately after shooting his grandparents, he went to pick up Damien, a friend of his, before supposedly bringing him to the crime scene. That fact that Isaiah brought his friend over to the house after committing the brutal act is disturbing to say the least.
That is crazy,
Isaiah
bro.
now tells the detective that he took a sawed-off shotgun, a knife, the rifle, the truck, all of his toiletries, the TV, and some clothes from the house.
Where did he think
Afterward,
he was
drove
gonna...
Damien back to the house of their friend, Brandon's girlfriends. Then another detective enters the room with food for Isaiah before the two make small talk.
Well, honestly, I broke my phone in half a couple nights ago because Dalton calls me and he's like, "You killed your grandparents." And I was like, "Nope, never happened." You know, just denied it all because one of my friends calling. I thought he was just with me. And then this girl sends me a picture of News Squad and a bunch of cops in front of my house. So I snapped my phone in half.
As they talk, Isaiah mentions something particularly tragic.
My mom doesn't even know what's going on right now. Kind of worried about that, but sure. Oh well.
That's understandable. It's your mom.
Damn.
Yeah.
When was
She
the
doesn't
last time
even know
you
her
talked to
parents
her?
are dead.
Oh, she doesn't know at all?
No, she doesn't know her parents are dead.
When was the last time you talked to her?
Probably 2-3 hours before I snapped my phone, I called her.
Okay.
She was pretty much the only person I didn't tell the real story to.
Okay.
I told her I was on the run. And a few of my friends, I was like, "Oh, I sold the truck and just left."
Sure.
A couple of them, "Oh, I killed my grandparents." Oh, well, let me come over to the house and loot.
Isaiah's stories seem to be rather jumbled,
Ooh,
but
and
this could be out of
loot?
anxiety from the interrogation, or the fact that he knows he is caught and there's...
Hold on. I ain't gonna lie. The people surrounding this nigga is real weird, bro. Why did he bring a friend to the crib? And what were they doing over there? Was he just showing off his dead grandparents, bro?
Could be out of anxiety from the interrogation, or the fact that he knows he is caught and there's no way out at this point. When the first detective enters the room again, he begins to question Isaiah's tale regarding his apprehension.
Why you run from the cops? What were you afraid of?
I ain't gonna lie. Why do police ask that question?
One of my friends in CR told me that they
What
were
you mean
going to
why I'm
handle me
running from the
extremely
cops?
roughly
Nigga.
'cause I did what I did.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get tased or...
Sure.
I just
Nobody
wanted to
likes
get
y'all.
shot
Why do you want to get shot?
so that I wouldn't have to...
Okay. Why didn't you want to kill yourself?
Because it was too damn hard. It just didn't work, ever.
Just didn't work.
Never works.
Okay.
I just think God wants me here for some damn reason.
Okay. Why do you think then it was okay to shoot your grandparents, but
Nigga, I could
not
quickly
yourself?
fix that belief you have.
I mean, that's a tough question to ask, right?
Yeah.
I know it's a sign.
It wasn't okay.
It wasn't okay, was it?
However, his claim about wanting to get shot is incongruent with his behavior of coming forward with his hands up when he was surrounded by police.
I know it's
Isaiah may
incongruent,
be
bro.
once
He's a
again looking for
coward
sympathy from the detective
at
by
heart.
saying that he wanted them to kill him.
Same reason he can use
Despite
the bat.
Isaiah's confession of his actions before, during, and after the shootings, he still has yet to state exactly why he killed his
Are you
grandparents.
serious?
Did you look outside to see if any of the neighbors?
Oh,
lights?
yeah.
Okay, how come? Well, I mean, why'd you look outside?
Because I wanted... Well, I took a shower and packed everything up. I wanted to make sure no neighbors would, like, call the cops. Holy shit.
Did you watch? I mean, did you check yourself for just see if you got any blood on you or anything?
I had nothing on me.
Nothing. I mean, did you look
I was
yourself
far,
in the mirror?
I was far enough away to a point where nothing, like, all the stuff they all went that way, and I was this way.
Okay.
I mean, there's probably some traces of guts and brains on my feet because I kept stepping on people, and it was really gross.
What were you? I mean, were you barefoot when you shot him?
Because I kept stepping on people, and it was really gross.
What were you? I mean, were you barefoot when you shot him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you haven't washed your feet or anything since then? Okay.
Well, no, I did take a shower at my therapist. Scratch that.
This negates Isaiah's previous statement that he took a shower at his house immediately after the shooting, and is yet another hiccup in his story. He goes on to explain how his therapist, Candace, is his aggression replacement therapy teacher, and is one of the few responsible adults in his life, if not the only one.
This nigga be
Later,
capping,
however,
bro.
exactly how Isaiah arrived at her home following the crime will be uncovered, and it only goes to show that wherever Isaiah was, trouble wasn't too far behind.
And what's aggression replacement treatment?
How
What?
not to do stupid shit that gets people besides me hurt.
Okay.
Like how not to hurt people around you.
Okay.
I'd pass the class the week this happened.
You've been doing pretty good in the class? Good. Okay.
Isaiah states that he took the rifle,
But like
12-gauge
cap
shotgun,
though.
and TV to
What the
Brandon's
what?
apartment in Cambridge, where
Massive
the friend
cap.
was allegedly going
Nigga,
to
you
buy
failed the
guns.
class.
Supposedly, Isaiah was never compensated. Isaiah has some concerns.
I know they're probably going to be in jail for a while for this. Are they going to go to the same building as me?
I have no idea.
Because that's what I'm really, really worried about.
I have no idea.
I hope so.
I saw Brandon earlier.
Really?
Yeah, I told you we were talking to your friends.
What'd you ask? What'd you talk to them about?
We were trying to find you.
Where
Trying
did
to
they say
find
I
out where
was?
you were at. They didn't know where you were at. So, did they know where you were at
Oh, yeah.
the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I was in contact with them every single day.
Okay, with what?
My phone.
The detective informs Isaiah that he is well aware that the teenager's cell phone had abruptly been shut off during
thought
the
he
course
snapped
of
it in
events on
half.
Sunday, May 13th. But he wants to hear from Isaiah just how that came to happen.
One of my friends sent me a picture of the crime scene and told me I killed my grandparents, so I snapped my phone in half so they couldn't trace it.
Okay.
I'm
So
not
how
a
did
stupid
you-
person.
I know you're not. I know you're not.
I'm a
Steve.
very smart criminal.
You are.
I've got a criminal mind.
Okay.
I do.
This is likely a sign of narcissism, as Isaiah may see himself as superior and more clever than other people. And once again, the detective portrays a sense of admiration, which is likely to play into Isaiah's narcissism and keep him talking.
Get that way?
I'm a criminal.
I've got it.
And I'm
everything.
smart.
So when
Oh,
when you
shut
say you're
up,
talking
my
to these
nigga.
guys,
Like-
when you're kind of on the run, before you broke your phone, are you texting them? Are you communicating with them on Facebook?
It's crazy
What
that
are you
he's
doing?
saying this
texting,
sitting in a
calling.
police station.
Okay. You got any access to the internet on your phone?
It was a flip phone. I was tweeting a storm though. I think I updated my Facebook status a couple times through like you can text it to Facebook.
Oh, okay. What were you updating on your Facebook?
I don't know what it was on Facebook, but I know I was tweeting a bunch. This old black dude said that was really high, and I thought it was hilarious.
Isaiah did, in fact, contact his friends following the murders,
ain't gonna lie, bro.
even confessing to one of them his additional crime of theft, texting a stolen Chevy Avalanche. Cham. His friend's response, a simple LOL, followed by Isaiah's chilling return, I'm nuts.
Nigga, what is this?
Along with this, Isaiah began to post alarming statements on Twitter, starting on May 11th, the same day of the murders. Isaiah stated, "No excuses, no apologies," followed by, "I'm dying." But his next quote was even more horrifying, as it was posted around the same time as the violent shooting was committed. At 12:10 a.m. on Saturday, May 12th, he wrote, "Time to live my life." The detective switches gears by inquiring about Isaiah's run-in with law enforcement on the early morning of Sunday, May 13th. You'll recall that this was the day Rick and Janet's bodies were found, 2 days after they were shot. Apparently, Isaiah had been driving two girls around Iowa City in the previous hours, making several appearances at nearby parties. As the night was coming to a
What?
close,
This nigga thought he
they
was a
stopped at the fast food
rapper or
convenience
something,
store
bro?
located on Naples Avenue.
Why?
And someone in the group allegedly tried to open the locked doors of the business, thereby issuing an alarm trigger. When police arrived, Isaiah and his passenger supposedly denied any involvement, but police would later claim they were indeed lying. Not only that, but Isaiah failed to provide a valid license, as his was previously suspended for an unknown
Bro,
reason.
please tell me this nigga
In
got
an
sent to
attempt
prison for that.
cooperate, the passengers allegedly notified the officers that Isaiah was hiding drugs in a duffel bag within the vehicle.
Okay, they
along
definitely
with a
arrested this
hunting
nigga.
knife.
They had to
But
have.
Isaiah denied permission for law enforcement to search his truck, and instead told them that he had various drugs stashed away. Isaiah was quickly taken into police
okay.
custody,
I was about to
where it
say.
was discovered that he launched another string of abnormal tweets. At 6 a.m. on Sunday, May 13th, he posted, "Damn, can't wait to get out of the cop shop. Hashtag 6 unnecessary hours." Numerous others are too explicit to read, but nonetheless, Isaiah was not afraid to say what was on his mind.
Yeah.
As he tweeted away on his phone at the police station, officers notified Isaiah that he could only be released upon the authorization of a legal guardian, since he was underage. The teenager swiftly realized that this was a massive issue, as his 2 legal guardians were, thanks to his doing, no longer alive.
This nigga is
According
sick.
to him, he lied and told law enforcement that his grandparents had been in Minnesota on a fishing trip and had limited cell phone service, but they would be able to get in contact with his mother. Sure enough, Stacy allowed Isaiah to be released and handed over to his therapist, Candace, where Isaiah supposedly ate sausage, eggs, and hash browns and took a shower. Not too long after his short-term stay at her house, Candace seemed to find a shocking object within her residence and thought that it may have belonged to her patient, Isaiah. Immediately, she contacted the local authorities without his knowledge.
Let me ask you this, is we got a call from her today. Was there any reason that there was a .40 caliber round that was found up there?
Mm-mm.
A .40
Nothing?
caliber?
Did you have a handgun on you at all?
No, sir.
No .40 caliber
You
rounds?
can lie detect me for that. No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so a .40 caliber round that would have been found up there.
Where was it found?
In her house.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, sir.
Not from you?
No, sir.
Okay. You're sure?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Although the .40 caliber round was identified
Okay.
at Candace's home, it has never been confirmed as to who it belonged to. Isaiah states that his stay at his therapist's house lasted a mere hour and a half before she supposedly drove him back to the Cambridge apartments, where he met up with a girl named Alicia.
Yo.
Did anybody even try to go to my phone records?
That's one of the things that we commonly do, is we try and get phone records.
Yep. And if you have murder charges or something.
Yo, Isaiah.
How do you know?
Isaiah, nobody asked you though. Like, nobody asked you to display your meager knowledge gained from television, bro.
I know everything.
I know, but how do you know that? I mean, you research
shut
it.
the
I know a little
fuck?
bit of everything.
Like,
about everything, honestly.
no, you do not, bro.
You learn something new every day.
Sure.
Isaiah appears to possess several narcissistic traits,
Several
such as
is-
being egotistical and having a grandiose sense of self.
And being
He views
dumb.
himself as a very smart criminal, which is incredibly ironic given that he was arrested so soon after the crime and is currently being interrogated.
Let me look back
Like,
at my
this
notes
nigga's
here
going
and
to
make sure I'm
prison
not
for
missing
life,
it.
bro. Talking about some, I'm a smart criminal. No,
If you want, I
nigga.
can look through them and tell you if you missed anything.
I bet you could.
brother.
It's possible that Isaiah is once again implying that he thinks he's smarter
Isaiah,
than
you
the
gonna have to
detective
shut up, bro.
and could more easily find any mistakes. He's also likely very curious about what the detective has been writing down about him. But of course, the detective does not allow this to happen.
Thank God.
So who all do you think you've told about this?
Brandon,
This nigga is sending the whole damn school to prison, bro.
you told everyone.
Before? Or afterwards?
I don't know when he started texting people, but
Okay.
I got so many goddamn phone calls about, oh, did you kill your grandparents? I heard you killed your grandparents.
Bro, people
Killed a
are
lot
weird.
in it after a while.
Oh, I started freaking out on people.
When they took you into custody down there, when they finally got you, did you say you were proud of what you did?
It could be a red
He's
flag for
capping.
deception that Isaiah's
I
way of
laugh like
responding
he's
has
capping.
changed from talking at a normal volume to suddenly shaking his head rapidly and responding quite softly.
Okay, we heard that you said, hey, I'm proud of what I did, and, you know, I got what's coming to me.
No, what I said when I got out of the car is, I thanked them for apprehending me.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
lying. I don't believe him.
And
I think
that
he,
they
yeah.
did their jobs right, and I thanked them for not tasing
Stop.
me like doggy.
Okay. Okay. Somebody told us that you'd... And then not that this...
Somebody
you know-
must have heard me wrong.
Okay.
I actually did thank them and
Okay.
told them I respect them a lot for what they did.
Okay. And
for
did
getting
you
me
say,
off the
hey,
streets.
dude, I know
And
what
I
I got
told them I
coming.
deserve
Hold
what
on.
I
Hold on. Didn't he just say he deserves to die? Why is he thanking them for apprehending him?
Okay.
I actually did thank them.
Niggas like this
Okay.
should get
Told
shot
them
though, for real. For
I
real.
respect them a lot for what they did. for
Okay. And
getting
did you
me
say,
off the
hey,
streets.
dude, I know
And
what
I
I got
told them I
coming.
deserved what I deserve what I got coming to me.
Okay.
Thanked them for apprehending me.
Because you understand what you did
Yes.
with your grandparents. Okay. And it wasn't anybody else that did it. It was you.
Yep.
Right? There was nobody else
Nope.
in that house with
Nope.
you. Okay.
The detective has been concealing a rather large piece of information that goes to show that the killer teen had not been completely honest so far.
You know, essentially at
Like-
the end of the day, you know,
What?
and I was going to show you a picture of the gun. Would that be the gun? kind of a dark picture.
Yes, it is. How'd you know?
I know lots of things. Is that the gun that you used?
I like that, detective. Hey, detective, I like that out of you. Call him stupid. Call him stupid.
You said earlier that you're pretty smart. We're pretty smart at what we do.
Please call him dumb.
Obviously.
We do good work.
Oh, you traced my phone calls and my text messages and figured out Brandon had it.
Nigga, this is not no
We ended up with
fucking
the-
game,
We
bro.
ended up with the gun.
That's what counts.
Okay.
Prior to the shooting, Brandon had offered advice to Isaiah on how to use the
I ain't gonna
rifle,
lie,
which
bruh.
ultimately ended the lives of Janet and Rick. Additionally, the pair discussed other ways to kill the victims.
He's
The
pissing me
morning
off.
of May 13th, Isaiah told Brandon that he could break into his grandparents' home and take whatever he wanted. When Brandon arrived, he snuck into the home, but supposedly left in a hurry and didn't notify the local authorities as he was allegedly nervous about the situation. Brandon eventually sold the rifle to another friend, but the gun was turned over to the police once the bodies were discovered.
Mm.
Still, the question of why has yet to be answered. But as
That's what
Isaiah
I'm saying.
reveals what drove him to commit the ultimate crime, he loses all control.
I don't know what built up in me. I just had so much stress.
Like what?
My grandma was dying of cancer. My grandpa called me a piece of shit every night of my life and every day. He constantly told me to just kill myself or fall off the earth. They treated me like I tried so hard to help my grandma with everything. But my grandpa made everything so hard because he'd always stress me out, scream at me for no reason. And I didn't know what to do anymore, so I just snapped. Shot both of them and stole the truck.
Okay.
If Isaiah's claims are true, this type of long-term verbal and emotional abuse from his grandpa would have been extremely damaging. However, it's important to keep in mind that he could be lying in order to provide a justification for his actions. After all, he doesn't say that his grandma was abusive, and he still killed her as well.
You know what I'm saying?
We
That's
also
the-
cannot verify
shot her
any of these
twice.
claims.
What did she and why did you shoot Grandpa first?
I hate it.
Why?
Ooh,
He's made my life a living hell.
so why you shoot
Okay. How long had you been
grandmama?
thinking about doing that?
That one day.
That one day?
That one day.
Okay. Nothing before, because
Well, I had thought and thought and thought, but I never really made a plan.
okay, what kind of, when you say I thought and thought and thought, what kind of things are you
I
thinking?
wanted to kill my grandpa, but I never wanted to hurt my grandma.
Yeah.
Bro, you used the
Just
you
I
used
could
the
have just left her there. She did it.
Isaiah's legs are shaking, possibly from the anxiety of being questioned or reliving the trauma of committing a violent crime. If he had previously been a danger to himself as he claims, this could also be the cause of his notable trepidation.
Okay, and did he see it
He
coming?
didn't even notice.
I mean, where was
He
he
was
looking?
so drunk and high on his oxycontin and hydrocodone,
Okay.
he didn't even know where.
Let me do this if I can. If you stand up real quick. If I'm your grandpa sitting over on the couch like here. Are we this
let's
close?
say He was sitting like this,
Okay.
kind of down like that. I was right about here on the stairs.
Okay, so is he hunched over? Is he asleep?
Yeah, no, he's just out of it
Just like
on his
this.
drugs.
So he
Yeah, he was
like
hunched
this.
over like. Oh, I was on the fourth or fifth stair down at first, so I could see his hair from there. When I took the first shot, I took one step up, a stair up, so I could see his whole head shot.
Where the
and
first
then-
shot hit him?
First shot straight through his head,
Right here?
right temple.
Okay. Right temple?
No, like right in the temple.
Oh, right in the temple. Okay, and what'd he do?
Smacked his face off the coffee table.
Okay. So when you're coming up the stairs, did you kind of sneak up the stairs a little bit? How
I was
come?
like,
How come?
I didn't want him to hear me.
Okay. Okay.
And then, like, as soon as
And where's Grandma?
I took this step right here, Grandma would be like 3 feet to the side
That
of you.
way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and I stepped up the first stair, took the shot, stepped up the second stair, took 2 more shots.
Hey, Grandma.
By demonstrating how
Like,
the killings
bro,
occurred, the detective is solidifying the fact that this shooting was not in self-defense or in any way provoked by his grandparents.
Grandpa treated me terribly. Nobody would ever believe it. He's assaulted me before. He's done so many different things wrong to me.
I think it.
Okay. But he didn't do anything to you that night.
And it's just, I could never report any of it. Because my grandma would always vouch for him and make me look like the bad one. Like, he smoked pot.
Why didn't?
And
Why didn't he acknowledge it,
like,
though?
Nope, never happened.
Notice that Isaiah's hands are palm up as he talks, which is known as the rogatory position.
Nigga, what?
When someone holds their hands in this way, they may be pleading with the other person to believe what they're saying. The rogatory position indicates low confidence. So if someone makes a statement that they know for a fact is true, their body language should reflect high confidence.
When I got busted for paraphernalia, when I got put on probation, that was his fight. I tried so many times to tell the cops that, but they were like, it's in your room. And I was just like, it was his, though.
The detective handles a
What is
question
this nigga
raised by
talking about,
Isaiah
bro?
that is sure to come as a complete surprise.
Has their funerals been held yet?
No, I don't think they have, Isaiah. I don't know. I haven't heard.
Would there be any way I'd be able to go to them?
That I couldn't tell you. And I'll tell you, since you're shooting straight with me, I doubt it. Okay. I don't know. I don't make that call.
Well, I don't want my family to kill me anyways.
Okay.
Although we are able to hear from Isaiah throughout the interrogation, he spoke with us in an exclusive, never-before-heard interview where he expanded on the alleged abuse and gave us a deeper look into what he now believes led to that fateful day.
There wasn't any, like, in my head, there wasn't any make it to 18. I've gotten shot twice before I was 17. I didn't think I was going to be around that long. That wasn't a thought. I had no regard for my life whatsoever. Everything I did was so obviously a cry for help that it didn't make sense. And nothing good happened. Nobody tried to help, nothing. So in my head, I was like, all right, I'm on my own, so I'm just going to, I don't know, like, what do I do?
Let me shoot people. Let me shoot people. That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm on my own. Let me go shoot my caretakers. What, my nigga?
Good happened. Nobody tried to help, nothing. So in my head, I was like, all right, I'm on my own, so I'm just gonna, I don't know, like, what do I do? And then once I'm on house arrest, like, you can't even get away from the problem at this point. So how do you eliminate the problem? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that other people failing me throughout my life is the reason I did it. At the end of the day, I'm the reason I did it. I chose to do what I did. But a lot of things could have happened if I would have had options.
Isaiah explains the alleged abuse that he endured at the hands of Rick and Janet.
We had those kind of interactions where I'm like, hey, like they'd call the cops, and I'd be like, he literally just hit me. And I defended myself. What am I supposed to do? Or, like, he
he's
had
literally
a bunch of plants in the backyard, and they knew about it. And they were like, oh, that's just ditchweed. Just leave that alone. They just pulled the plants and left them alone. And there was a few occasions where I was like, okay, he assaulted me, like, literally. And my grandma would be like, no, it didn't happen that way. He hit him first. And they'd be like, well, if you press charges, you're both going to go to jail because they both say that you did it first. And it's their word against yours. No one's going to listen to a dumb kid. Who cares about the kid, right?
nigga, who cares about you? I ain't gonna lie, who does care about you?
Irrelevant.
His claims about his feelings toward his grandmother seem to be ever-changing. During this particular account, it seems he's placing at least some of the blame on her, which is in contrast to his statements during his interrogation.
He was the one that was doing a lot of the screaming, and, like, she'd always back him up. And, like, great example, I attempted, I was like, all right, I'm just going to leave. And she's like, I wish you would have just ended up yourself and making it work. It would have been a lot easier on us. Like, she'd say shit like that.
Well, I don't want to just tell my story because it'll help me get out. Because obviously I know that. That's one of the first thoughts. But the thought is this could help a lot of kids. Like if some kid that's 16 years old is getting his ass beat, hears me talk about it and how it feels to be alone, and it helps them, and they actually go and talk to somebody about it, And that's worth telling my story. That's worth reliving all the poor.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. I don't know if you know, and you might not because your brain seems to be missing a couple parts. But you're in prison for killing your grandparents. What you mean? You hope it would help some? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What?
About it, and that's worth telling my story. That's worth reliving all the poor. Like, the biggest thing I want to do with my life, I want to be an advocate for at-risk youth, because I feel like if somebody would have just talked to me and really understood what I was going through and been like, hey, I get that, like, but you're okay, like, you're not by yourself, I think that probably would have changed a lot, because the hardest part about it was feeling like I was alone.
Today, Isaiah has seemingly found a new path, even accomplishing some rehabilitative programming, along with achieving his career readiness certificate. His co-conspirator, Brandon Allers, took a plea agreement to testify against Isaiah and was sentenced to 18 years in prison for his part in the horrific murders.
You deserve it.
Doesn't end here, though. When police were finally able to search the grandparents' home, they allegedly found numerous internet searches on one of the computers.
Are we really looking up this shit on
Google? How to kill someone. In another sickening find, according to news sources, authorities supposedly uncovered inappropriate photos of children.
Excuse me?
The pictures were allegedly found under the grandfather's account, but nothing else has ever been revealed about the horrendous discovery.
Whoa.
During Isaiah's trial, a clinical psychologist testified that during the time period of the crime, Isaiah possessed the emotional maturity of a 12 to 14-year-old.
Yeah, I can 100% see that.
This did not stop the killer from facing the inevitable consequences.
It shouldn't.
Initially, Isaiah was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But in an unexpected turn of events, the judgment was overturned.
To what?
After 4 years behind bars, Isaiah was resentenced to life in prison with a chance at parole, without a minimum incarceration time. This means that there is no telling when or if he will be released.
Nah, he shouldn't be, bro. This man did not give a single damn about killing his grandparents, bro. I lie to you, definitely deserves life. It's the end. Leave a like and share it to your friends and your kin. When I post a video, I'm gonna need y'all to attend. Thank you for the view, but I ain't done with you. 2023, I'm about to be Jordan with the flu. Yeah, join the tribe. Yeah, join the tribe. I'm gonna need y'all to subscribe.